Welcome to Norway Perspectives, the essential guide for navigating your new life in Norway, brought to you by the experts at Norway Relocation Group. Imagine moving to a new country where the government offers to pay you a significant sum of money every single month, simply to help with the ordinary costs of raising your children. It sounds like a utopian fantasy. But in Norway, this isn't a dream. It's a cornerstone of the national social contract. It's called barnetrygd, or child benefit. This financial support is a fundamental and deeply ingrained part of the Norwegian welfare system, designed with a single purpose: to ensure every child has a good start in life, regardless of their family's wealth or income. If you've just moved here with your family, it's easy to assume this money will simply start appearing in your bank account once your child is registered in the system. That assumption, however, is one of the most common and expensive mistakes a newcomer can make. The reality is that the system for child benefits is a complex web of intricate eligibility rules, specific application procedures, strict deadlines, and crucial, often invisible interactions between your local municipality, kommune, and the Norwegian Labour and Welfare Administration, EV. If you don't understand precisely how these pieces fit together, you could easily miss out on months or even years of payments your family is legally entitled to receive. Even worse, you might receive money you weren't actually eligible for, only to be hit with a stressful and financially draining demand from the government to pay it all back. In this detailed episode, we will unpack everything you need to know to navigate this system successfully. We'll cover what Norwegian child benefits truly are, and the powerful social philosophy behind this universal support. Who qualifies for the benefit, with a deep dive into the specific and very different rules for EEA versus non-EEA citizens, the step-by-step application process, and a thorough debunking of the myth that it is always an automatic procedure, the critical deadlines and the ticking clock on retroactive payments, and exactly how much money you can permanently lose by waiting. The unbreakable link between your immigration status, your residence permit, and your family's eligibility for benefits. The most common and costly mistakes that lead to thousands of kroner in missed payments or shocking repayment demands. And finally, the vital, often misunderstood, relationship between your kommune and NAV, and why getting this right from day one is essential for your financial well-being in Norway. What Norwegian child benefits are at its core. Barnetrygd is a fixed, monthly, tax-free payment made to parents or guardians for every child under the age of 18 who is residing in Norway. As of 2025, the standard rate is 1,766 NOK per month for children under the age of 6 and 310 NOK per month for children between the ages of 6 and 18. The most important concept to grasp is that this is a universal benefit. It is not income-based or means-tested. A CEO earning millions of kroner and a university student with no income receive the exact same amount per child. This reflects a core principle of the Norwegian welfare state. This financial support is considered a fundamental right of the child, intended to partially offset the universal costs associated with raising them. It is not welfare in the traditional sense. It is a broad social investment in the health, well-being, and future of the next generation. All payments are managed and distributed by NAV, the Norwegian Labour and Welfare Administration, which is the central pillar of the country's vast social security system. It's also important not to confuse barnetrygd with another, more specific benefit called kontantstøtte, cash for care benefit. Kontantstøtte is a separate and distinct payment, available only to parents of children between the ages of 13 and 23 months who do not use a state-subsidized kindergarten spot. It is designed to provide families with more flexibility in their childcare choices. Today, our focus is solely on the universal child benefit, barnetrygd, which applies to all children, regardless of their childcare arrangements. Who is eligible? Eligibility for barnetrygd hinges entirely on one key concept: membership in the national insurance scheme, folketrygden. Generally, if you are a legal resident of Norway with an intention to stay for an extended period, you are considered a member. But the specific details of how you become a member are what truly matter. You can usually receive child benefit if you and your child are both legal residents of Norway and are confirmed members of the national insurance scheme. You have an intended stay in Norway of at least 12 consecutive months. This rule applies to both the parent and the child. A short-term stay does not grant eligibility. The child physically lives with you, or you have a formal shared custody agreement where the child spends a significant and regular amount of time with you. However, the rules for establishing membership and eligibility become much more specific and complex depending on your country of origin. For non-EEA citizens, your eligibility is directly and strictly tied to your residence permit. It is not enough to simply be in Norway. Both you and your child must hold valid permits that grant residency for at least 12 months. The child must physically reside in Norway with you. If there is any gap in your residency status, for example, if your permit expires before your renewal is granted, your right to the benefit is immediately suspended. For EEA citizens, the rules are governed by the comprehensive EEA Agreement on the Coordination of Social Security Systems. This creates a different set of possibilities. If you work and pay taxes in Norway, you are typically considered a member of the national insurance scheme, even if your family has not yet joined you. Crucially, under these rules, you may be entitled to receive Norwegian barnetrygd even if your child still lives in another EEA country. This is often referred to as exporting benefits. However, the rules are designed to prevent double dipping. If the other parent receives a similar family benefit from the child's country of residence, the Norwegian benefit may be reduced or coordinated with the other country's payment. You are legally required to declare any such benefits, and this requires a specific, more detailed application to NAVA for benefits abroad. Special rules. It is important to note that highly specific regulations also apply to unique situations, such as those involving posted workers, offshore oil and gas workers, and citizens of other Nordic countries, who are covered by the separate Nordic Convention on Social Security. How to apply? One of the most persistent and damaging myths among newcomers is that child benefit is always granted automatically. This is only true in one very specific streamlined scenario: automatic payments. If a child is born in Norway and both parents are already registered residents with Norwegian national ID numbers, fødselsnummer, in the National Population Register, Folkeregisteret, the system works seamlessly. The hospital's birth notification triggers an automatic update to the register, which in turn notifies a NAV. In this case, payments often start without you needing to lift a finger. In almost every other situation involving families new to Norway, you must submit a manual application. This is not an exception. It is the standard procedure if you have moved to Norway with your children from abroad. Your child was born abroad, even if you are a long-term Norwegian resident. Only one of the child's parents is registered as living in Norway. Your own residence permit application is still being processed at the time your child is born in Norway. You are an EEA citizen applying to export the benefit to a child living in another EEA country. To apply, you will need to log in to the NAVI website, nav.no, using a secure electronic ID like Bank ID. You will then fill out the form Søknad om barnetrygd. You will need to provide your Norwegian national ID number and your child's ID number, a Norwegian bank account that is registered in your name, proof of your legal residence, a copy of your residence permit card, official custody documents if you are separated and not applying together with the other parent, deadlines and retroactive payments. This is the area where delays can cost your family dearly. NAVI has the authority to pay barnetrygd retroactively for up to 3 years before the month in which you submitted your application. While a 3-year window sounds generous, it means that any period of eligibility before that is permanently lost. The clock is always ticking. Let's put this in stark financial terms. A family from a non-EEA country moves to Norway in January 2022 with a 4-year-old child. They are overwhelmed with setting up their new life, finding a home, starting new jobs, and enrolling their child in school. They mistakenly assume the benefit is automatic and never file an application. In January 2026, 4 years later, a colleague mentions barnetrygd, and they have a shocking realization. They've never received a single krone. They rush to apply immediately. NAVI will process their application and can back pay them for 3 years, from January 2023 to December 2025. This is a significant sum, over 50,000 NOK, that will be paid out to them. However, the entire first year of their eligibility, from January 2022 to December 2022, is gone forever. They have permanently forfeited over 21,000 NOK simply because of a delay in paperwork, common mistakes and their painful consequences, assuming it's automatic. As demonstrated above, this is the single most common mistake, and it leads directly to lost money. Not reporting changes. You are legally obligated to inform NAV immediately of any changes in your life circumstances that could affect your eligibility. This includes moving abroad. If you or your child plan to stay outside Norway for more than 6 months, your eligibility usually stops. If you fail to report this and payments continue, you will be required to pay it all back. Changes in custody. If you separate from your partner and the child no longer lives primarily with you, you must report this immediately. Receiving benefits from another country. If you or the other parent start receiving family benefits from another country, you must inform NAVI to ensure the benefits are correctly coordinated. Applying with the wrong bank account. Payments can only be made to a Norwegian bank account registered in the name of the benefit recipient. Attempting to use a spouse's account, a company account, or a foreign account will cause rejections and long delays. Not updating your address with the kommune. This is a critical and often overlooked error. If NAV requires more information to process your case, they will send a formal letter to your officially registered address in the Folkeregisteret. If you have moved and have not updated your address with the kommune via Skatteetaten, you will never receive the letter. Your case will stall, your application may be closed due to a lack of response, and your file will be lost in a bureaucratic black hole until you actively resolve it. Overpayments and repayments. If NAV determines that you have received money you weren't entitled to, the process is swift and serious. You will receive a formal letter called a varsel om tilbakebetaling, notice of repayment. This official document will state the exact amount you owe and provide a detailed reason for the overpayment. You have the right to appeal this decision, but if NAV's claim is upheld, they will recover the debt. They have several methods to do so. Deduct the amount from your future barnetrygd payments. Trekk av ytelse. Deduct the amount from other NAV benefits you may receive or from a future tax refund. If the debt remains unpaid, it will be sent to the powerful Norwegian National Collection Agency, Statens Innkrevingssentral, for collection. While most overpayments are the result of honest mistakes, it is important to know that deliberate fraud to obtain benefits can lead to police reports and severe legal consequences. The critical partnership between your kommune and NAV. This is a vital concept that many newcomers fail to grasp. NAVI and your kommune are two separate government entities with different responsibilities that are deeply and critically interconnected. Your kommune, acting via the tax administration, Skatteetaten, is the official keeper of the Folkeregisteret, National Population Register. This is the master database of facts for all residents in Norway. It contains your official address, your marital status, and your registered family composition. NAV uses the data in the Folkeregisteret as the undisputed factual basis for all of its decisions. Think of it this way. The Folkeregisteret is the official biography of your life in Norway. Your kommune is the editor responsible for ensuring that biography is accurate. NAV is a reader who trusts that biography completely. If you move and don't tell the editor, NAV will continue to make decisions based on old, incorrect information. Your first and most important registration task in Norway is always with the kommune, not with NAV, the unbreakable link between immigration and residency. For all non-EEA citizens, your right to social benefits like barnetrygd is not a permanent right. It is directly and inextricably linked to your legal resident status. If your work permit expires, even for a single day, your membership in the National Insurance Scheme is suspended. This means timely permit renewals are absolutely essential. You must apply for extensions well in advance of your current permit's expiration date to ensure unbroken residency. Any gaps in your legal residency will interrupt your benefit payments and can create a complex administrative mess with NAV that can take many months to resolve. Your child's eligibility is entirely dependent on your own valid and continuous legal status. Final thoughts. Barnetrygd is one of Norway's most valuable and welcoming supports for families. It is a right that demonstrates the country's commitment to its children. But it is a right that comes with responsibilities. To secure it, you must be proactive, informed, and diligent. If you register correctly with your kommune the moment you arrive. Apply to NAV on time with the correct and complete documentation. Diligently and immediately report all changes in your family, work, or living situation. And fully understand the profound impact of your resident status. You will avoid the immense stress of losing money that is rightfully yours or facing an unexpected and frightening demand for repayment. At Norway Relocation Group, we guide families through this entire complex ecosystem. We help you build a benefits strategy, ensuring your kommune registration is correct from day one, your NAV application is filed accurately and on time, and you understand every letter you receive from the authorities. And at our partner school, NLS Norwegian Language School, we teach you the practical Norwegian you need to be in control, the specific language required to read benefit letters, understand NAV's decisions, and respond effectively. It's about giving you the confidence to manage your family's financial well-being in your new country. Visit norwayrelocation.no for professional support with benefits, registrations, and NAV procedures. Learn the Norwegian you need for family and administrative matters at nlsnorwegian.no. Thanks for watching Norway Perspectives. Subscribe for more episodes on how to navigate Norway's systems with confidence.